welcome to Mom of Us Pumpcast. I'm Annie, here as always, and my partner in crime, Nikki, is actually traveling right now. So I am very fortunately joined by Jenny Henry, who is a certified childbirth educator, labor and birth doula, and postpartum doula from Amazing Birth Journeys here in Burlington, Vermont. So welcome, Jenny.
Thank you.
And Jenny is awesomely here to answer all of your questions specifically about postpartum. I actually went to Birth Journeys for my birth education and had an amazing time. And really coolly, Birth Journeys actually uses our space here now to teach their childbirth education classes. But Jenny is here to answer any of your questions about what is postpartum life like? What are your most burning questions? We have some pretty awesome ones from moms that we got online before the Pumpcast, but please let us know if anything's buzzing in your head and submit it on Facebook, and we'll be monitoring those questions. We also have, if you're going to ask a question and participate today, an amazing giveaway you'll be automatically entered into from the Happiest Baby Company. So this is the guy that invented the 5 S's, which I know many people are familiar with. I was joking that I always forget what the 5th one is. I'm like, it's not shaking. I have to remember what it is. It's definitely not shaking. But it is, and I think I actually was given a cheat sheet so I don't say it wrong.
It's over here.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Jenny. Swaddle. You put them in the side position. You shush, swing, and sucking on the pacifier. And this was actually amazing. I remember standing in like the pitch black, having fully swaddled my baby, holding her on her stomach, and just being shh, 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 slightly more desperate than maybe it's supposed to come out. But yes, and it works so well. So you get a video on how that works, and then 2 of their amazing sleep pee swaddles. So it also kind of cuts the guesswork out of it because there's clear spaces to put the baby's arms and legs and wrap them in. I did have some veteran moms and dads come over at my first week postpartum just to train me in swaddling, because all we had were these lovely muslin swaddles, which are awesome, but it is nice if you have a little bit of a cheat sheet to say,
definitely.
Okay, arm goes there, then we fold that part over. But Jenny, doula's roles during labor, how would you describe that? And then we'll jump to the after part.
So it's continuous support. So, because your provider and the nurse will, check in and out. They'll have shifts. So, a doula is the person that might be with you from the beginning to the end, and up to maybe 2 hours after the birth. Sorry.
No worries.
So, it's emotional help. It's information. It's physical help, massage, and it's also help for the support person. Telling that person how he or she can help the laboring person. So that's
absolutely. I had a doula for my delivery, and it was also just someone to stay with me while my husband went to get food. That was one of the things that our doula even said. She was like, and then you can eat, and I can eat, and you can eat, and we're all focused on everyone, and everyone's at their top game, which is super important. So what are some things that people should know, like doulas are not going to cover for you?
We're not your doctor, so we're not going to do any medical exams. We don't make decisions for you. A good doula does not have an agenda other than support your decision.
So important to say.
So yes, it's just emotional, informational, and physical support.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yes, and I know you also as we're talking about sort of prenatal care here, and we'll jump into postpartum in a second. You were Nikki's masseuse, and I think birth educator for her as well. So she went to learn from you, and then she said in her second pregnancy that the massages she got with you were awesome too. So doulas are specially trained in massage, and massage prenatally and postnatally can be huge.
Yes.
So we'll jump into postpartum. So you might come to someone's house as a postpartum visit, and what are you focusing on?
So it's non-judgmental support,
right?
So that's a big piece of it. So postpartum doula can help, cooking a meal for mom, can help just maybe with newborn care. Maybe, we talked about swaddling and all that jazz. Most postpartum doula are not lactation consultants, but they still have experience, so they can help mom. And they can help giving her referrals when they think that mom needs, more help. She's kind of the expert in what's normal.
Yeah.
So she can also just take the baby so mom can take a nap or go take a shower or just talk. I had a mom say, "Can you please just sit down and help me think?" And then we just made a list of all the things that needed to happen. And
Totally.
I put up cribs. Sky's the limit. And,
Oh my gosh.
We're not gonna do like thorough house cleaning, but we'll help tidy up the room. And I like to get there like a typical visit. Mom, I get there and then I take the baby in the Moby wrap.
Yes.
And then mom goes to take a shower and I change the sheets in the bed and then she goes take a nap and I
like, do you want to come over now? Do I still count as postpartum?
I think when you have a baby,
year and a
postpartum
half
forever.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. I know there's wow, that's really funny just even to like help me think about everything that needs to be done. Because that's super important. My husband, I remember being like, what do you think we need to do? He's like, well, we definitely need to get grass seed, and I think I should probably water rig it. And I was like, what? No, not like house tasks. Like, what does this baby need? What items are we missing? Is there food in the fridge? He was just like so focused on other things. It was very funny. So we have some questions here. Missy Mendo says, my little one is 5 months old and wakes up 1 to 2 times a night. Falls asleep on her own. Okay, now you're just bragging. Is starting to get a pattern for napping. We swaddle. She does not like pacifiers and falls asleep very easier. Is there any advice on how to help her sleep through the night? Because I love the breastfeeding pod. Thank you so much, Missy. Avery, and I'm going to actually have Jenny jump in, absolutely. Avery was exactly the same, who's my daughter, right around that time. And I actually just started to time how long the overnight feeds were. And then I was literally just trying to take a minute off of each of them, every 3 nights or so. So it was 5 minutes one time. Mm-hmm. I tried for 4 minutes. Then the next time I tried 3 minutes. And she just eventually kind of forgot about it. It seemed like it was like she needed less and less each time. And then we went from there. But
most babies, they're after 6 months, they should be able to spend the night without feeding.
Right.
They need more comfort. So there are other ways to comfort your baby. You can pick up the baby, but just if baby learns that breastfeeding or feeding is not going to happen, they will learn. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's good to take plan a long weekend where mom and her partner are have nothing else to do than take care of baby, and then mom can sleep somewhere else, and then the partner can take care of baby all night. So baby's not smelling mom if she's breastfeeding, and then can actually get the message that we're sleeping at night.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna sleep, and it's gonna be hard. But if you don't break, most likely that's gonna work.
And I remember Avery had actually slept through the night, and then I went and traveled and met my older sister. My older sister had her daughter, so I went and met my brand new niece, whose birthday is today, actually. So this is very much like a year ago at this point. And because of travel, Avery got off that schedule, and I did very much that. I went in. She would wake up, and I went in, and I would pat her on the back, and I would say, I'm here, you're okay, you're safe. And then I would walk out, and I timed it, and I did 3 minutes, and I would walk back in, and then I would do 5 minutes, and I just kept doing it, and it took 45 minutes, which was a long time, but she slept through, and she did it one other night, and it took 15 minutes, and then she was done. And obviously that's like a dream scenario that it happens that quickly, but even me walking in, let's say you don't have a partner or schedules don't align, I was able to tap her and be there and use my voice and soothingness to calm her down too. But I definitely know a lot of people that use the partner. I remember trying bottle for the first time. I had to leave the house. Because it was just like, if she was that, she could smell me. They can definitely smell you. Elena, I hope I'm saying that right. How long does postpartum hair last for? Oh my God, Elena, this was my life. I'm not laughing at you. I was in it. The whole duration of breastfeeding, since the hormones are still out of the normal. So I will show you all of these little baby hairs that I have here, so I'm right there with you. It was like 3 months postpartum, and it was a deluge of hair every time I would shower.
Like for a year you lose your hair, but the thing is that you didn't lose them while you were pregnant, so that loss is normal. You got to just keep repeating it to yourself.
Yes.
I remember being in the shower going, "It's normal. It's normal."
No, my husband came out after I'd showered and blow dried my hair, and he was like, "I'm not trying to be alarmist, but are we nervous?" I was like, "Yes, we're nervous about this. I'm going bald. Like, what's going to happen here?" Yeah. But so we definitely stick with it. One thing I've found is collagen, what is that called? Collagen proteins. I did, and I do feel like it's brought a lot of strength back into my hair. It was the 3-month mark for me when it just happened, and then it was until about 6 months postpartum, and then it started to go back. And there were a lot of things, like my hairdresser said maybe cut your hair shorter so there's less pressure and things, but a lot of what I read was like, you're just going to kind of have to just wait it out till it comes back.
And it is worse with second pregnancies, I feel, too.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm like, don't get pregnant again. Just kidding. But it definitely can come back and it'll be just as strong.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just looking forward actually to being pregnant again so I can have the beautiful,
lush
lustrous
hair.
maternity hair. And then one question that we have from our amazing moms, if I'm looking at the right side here. What are some of the biggest misconceptions that moms have about their postpartum period, would you say, about their postpartum time?
Well, I feel like the first months can be harder than imagined just because, babies were not meant to be cared by 1 or 2 people.
Right.
Back in the days, you had the extended family, you had the neighbors, everybody would jump in and help the new family. But now, often it's just you and your partner. So all
true.
the attention, all the energy is focused on baby, but you still have your basic needs as simple as eating and sleeping, and social needs like intellectual needs like talking to other adults.
Totally.
So finding the balance is really hard. So mom may not be suffering from postpartum depression, but she can still have a pretty hard time and just want to scream.
Absolutely.
So it's super important to, after 2 weeks after birth, to get out there and go talk to other people. And
So
if you have any anxiety or any doubts that it's more than just, postpartum blues, you want to get in touch with your provider. And there are resources all over town here, especially in Burlington. The family room is amazing.
Yeah.
They have a play group. They have infant massage. They have a daddy play group every Tuesday.
I love
That's
it.
awesome. Every 2 weeks on Wednesdays, there's Sandra. She's a UVM midwife that comes to talk to moms, so you can bounce ideas if you have any doubts, any questions. So
That's
it's just such a
awesome.
fabulous resource. And the libraries have play groups. Yes, playgroups.
Playgroups are huge because you do find moms that are in that same space as you are, right? Where it's really nice to be able to say, is this normal? Are you feeling this? How is this going? I remember one coworker here actually said to me, she was like, and don't be nervous if you aren't in love with being a mom from day one. You know, if that new life change, don't feel bad if you're like, wait, this isn't everything I didn't think it's supposed to be this hard, or that I'm supposed to be struggling this much with it. It's like that transition can be really hard, and be okay with that. Like,
especially
don't be
if it's
nervous.
just you.
Don't be nervous about that. I do remember too, speaking about, Nikki and I always say that breastfeeding can be that much harder because you used to have that village where you have the postpartum doula comes over, which maybe she's not an IBCLC, but she knows what breastfeeding looks like.
And you've seen breastfeeding.
Whereas normally you'd have your grandmother and your mother and maybe your sister, and everyone's done it, and they're all there to help you get that going, and we don't have that anymore, so that can make breastfeeding that much harder. So what are the common postpartum challenges that you see? So when you're going over to a house, what are your top issues
it's
you're
usually
facing?
like breastfeeding, definitely. So I'd say taking a breastfeeding class ahead of time is great. Lining up a lactation consultant. Most insurance will pay for 3 lactation visits, and it's like having an expert come to your house. It doesn't all have to be about breastfeeding. Can say, is this like that umbilical cord? Is that normal? Or
totally.
Can you help me with swaddling? Or it's just an amazing resource that everybody should.
I know my insurance, not here but through my old job, was like, we cover online, a phone
support,
hotline. And I was like, what am I supposed to call and just be like, it's not working? I'm like, I don't know how that's like a phone-based one's going to work.
Maybe?
As I was like, can I FaceTime you and show you? But then I was like, who's going to hold the phone and do the whole thing? So in-house visits, if you're getting that's amazing. And that would be something that if you're kind of budgeting for that new mom time, I would definitely look into what it would be to get at least one in-house visit. for a lactation consultant,
Yeah.
for someone to say this is the best way to set up a nook. You know, even just someone to say these are the best one-handed foods because you're going to need to know how to eat one-handed.
Yes, that's
You have
right.
to do one, and you definitely want
You
to
need a basket with like
Yes.
stuff right
So
next
true.
to your main nursing station.
setting up little nursing nooks.
Yeah.
Spence to Katrina says, do I really need to pump right away? My liquid goods aren't in yet, and I've heard you can pump to help produce it quicker.
So that's at what point after?
Yeah,
baby's
are
born?
you, how many weeks postpartum are you, Spence to Katrina? And then we can get a good idea on what the recommendation would be from there. And we'll table that one until we get a response. And then what about, let's see a couple of these questions. What about sex postpartum?
Oh,
Just to
sex.
get into the nitty-gritty
yes.
of it.
Well, technically, your provider will give you the okay. I think it's about like once your bleeding stops, then there's no more risk of infection, so it's okay
Right.
to have sex again. That's physically. In terms of like emotionally, whether your libido is back, that
Yeah.
can take a long time. Especially if you're nursing, you get a lot of skin to skin and a lot of contact, so you need
Having
for
your body
intimacy.
to yourself is
Yeah.
kind of nice.
So I'd
Yeah.
say the partners need to really jump in and like offer mom as much support as possible so that she gets a lot of rest and her hormones balance, and then her libido can come back.
My friend always jokes that her husband came to the 6-week postpartum
Mhm.
visit, which is usually when your OBGYN says yes or no.
Mhm.
And her OBGYN said yes, and she was like, shh. I don't, like, I'm not emotionally
Yeah.
ready yet for that. Like, don't tell him it's okay.
Yes.
So we got the response that actually this is amazing. I had my son on Monday.
Oh.
That is incredible. I can't even believe that you're on. That's amazing. Congratulations. 3-day-old. I want photos.
Wow.
That is so amazing. That's so exciting. So 3 days, if milk hasn't come in, that's totally normal.
3
at
days,
this
yes,
point.
that is
Yeah.
normal. Yeah, I'd say just breastfeed on demand. It will come in.
Yeah, we definitely did. I was the same exact as you, and I actually remember thinking, I was like, oh, Nick, my milk came in.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, wow, that's super early. And I was like, day 2 or something like that. And I was like, mm-hmm. And then day 4, my milk came in. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, oh, I thought that was it. And then it was like boobs up to my neck, and I couldn't handle it. But it is definitely totally normal. It's anywhere from 1 day to 10. Obviously, if you could definitely get a lactation consultant in or a postpartum doula to help you look at even just, regular massage nursing more often. But that baby's going to should stimulate that milk to come in as soon as it's needed. But definitely watch weight gain and things like that if you did have any concern, which you should have like a 5-day baby appointment to check in on that. But congratulations, that's incredible. And Kelly says hers came in on day 4. Alyssa says hers came in day 3, day 4. So I don't think you are.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's on its
And
way.
then it'll be there, and I would definitely recommend, hot and cold. Just let them get that big, and they'll regulate themselves from there.
Cabbage leaves.
Yeah, I was super concerned when it first came in. So Sabrina says, how long after birth can a new mom start to experience postpartum depression?
It can be any time in the first year.
Okay.
Anytime. Yeah.
So a big misnomer if you...
it's like after 2 weeks, if mom is still very, cries a lot and just feels like she's not up to the task and she doesn't feel connected to her baby, she can't sleep, then that can be a red flag for postpartum depression.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's where partners and your family or your network are super important.
Yeah.
Because you can sometimes be that tired that you're not in a place to advocate for yourself necessarily. So definitely keep an eye on your friends there. And I think it's somewhat like a morning sickness misnomer, right? You'd think postpartum depression's got to happen right after, but it's good to know it could be.
Yeah, it could be any
6
time
months, it could be any time. Yeah.
And if you have suffered from depression in the past, you're 50% more at risk of having postpartum depression. So if you see a therapist, you should probably make an appointment like 3 weeks after your due date so that you can go check in and ask that person, like, is what I'm feeling, is that normal?
Right.
Like you don't have to decide on your own, like, is this postpartum depression or I'm just having mama blues?
Ask for sure.
Yeah.
One big one we got repeatedly was how important are pelvic floor exercises postpartum?
That's a touchy subject.
Okay.
I haven't seen, like, I'm no pelvic floor expert PT, but some people say Kegels,
Right.
but others say no, you shouldn't do that. You just strengthen your pelvic floor a little too much. There's a new idea out there by, what's her name, Katie Bowman. She advocates doing deep squats, which helps pull on the sacrum and kind of make your pelvic floor like a hammock for baby, and which helps prevent tearing. And just keep the
so this is
pelvic floor.
prenatal pelvic floor. Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
Just helps-
absolutely.
yeah.
And then anyone postpartum, they're awesome, as you just said, pelvic floor or PT physical therapists,
Yes.
right? So if you do feel like you did experience any damage in delivery, which can very regularly happen, there are pelvic floor therapists. You can go get exams and get checked out for that to see what kind of exercises, rehabilitation you could do from there. We have one final question. Kelly says, I started feeling extremely emotional the day my milk came in. Does that normal?
Oh
Is that
yeah, you have
something-
like a big release of hormones. Totally normal.
Yeah,
I mean-
oxytocin I feel like is one of the new ones, and you're all over the place, and the hormones your body's using to make
Yeah,
milk.
even if everything's going fantastic, you can still fall apart and you don't know why.
Yeah,
It just,
absolutely.
It's normal. Yeah.
There was actually an article, and I'm not going to cite where, which one specifically, but I'll try and find it later, where they were saying that there's even the release that can kind of make you feel like a little, your body's getting into milk production, so you can feel kind of lightheaded too, which I always felt like I associated, and I always thought I was just like so tired nursing. Sometimes when I would go into pump, but I would get the kind of same disorientation feeling. So I think any emotions,
It's like it's
you're going to
a
run the
roller
gamut.
coaster.
Like sometimes I was like, I don't want to do this again.
Yeah.
You can be all over the place. But thank you all so much for joining. Again, the Happy Baby is our amazing giveaway. So amazing swaddles, a lovely 2 actual 5-second swaddles, and the video. And we gotta give it to our 3-day new mama, Spence 2 Katrina. So congratulations. We know you will get the most out of these, and we hope that they help you get to that amazing sleep schedule that Missy's baby is on ASAP, and reach out to us with any other postpartum questions you have. Jenny is in here once a week, it feels like, so we'll definitely have people to tap on, and it'll be amazing. Get those resources in-house, and ta-ta for now.
Bye.